there, and welcome back to the HQ. Today, we are going to be reacting to NASCAR and the Art of Revenge by Lemon. Now, we've watched a few videos of Lemon's previously whenever it comes to racing, one being his video on Dale Earnhardt, and another video about the strangest, most bizarre racing accident, which was less NASCAR and more, I think it's Formula One or just not race car, just open wheel racing, and it had to do with Mercedes. But this is all about NASCAR and vengeance. So let's see just what exactly the Art of Revenge is like in NASCAR, shall we? Whoa, that's flashbanging me.
You cow!
When you're stuck in traffic, it's easy to lose your temper. Sometimes
that reminds me, I have to, I've only ever seen isolated episodes, but I have to sit down at some point and watch Always Sunny. I've only ever seen a few isolated episodes here and there, but I really have to watch the whole series. Always Sunny, Venture Bros, and Archer are a trio of things I have to watch at some point, full through.
we encounter other drivers so insanely idiotic that they make us question who decided to give them a license.
Also, as somebody who has been driving for only a year, I got my license last year. I know this frustration very well because all the rules of the road and stuff are very clear and in tune in my head, and god damn, it is the worst. I've encountered some of the dumbest people I've ever met on the road. It is awful.
Driving this poorly should be a crime. Sometimes it is, and the problem elegantly solves itself. But most of the time, the
my
idiot
god,
just
I love
gets
those
away
fucking.
scot-free.
I love
Not content
those
with the unfairness of it all,
compilations.
a few of us will try to take justice into our own hands, often with less than fortunate results. Before you plan an act of road retribution,
why would you do that? Bruh. Oh. Dog, that was crazy. Why would anybody do that? It is. Oh my god.
you may want to seek out wisdom from the experts.
Causing a pileup by the lulls. Oh!
Motorsports feature the
God
most
damn.
talented drivers in the world, but they still succumb to the same emotions as the rest of us.
Bounced. Also, thank you for the follow, Sergeant Salamander VT. Welcome to the HQ.
With potentially millions of dollars on the line,
Oh,
patience
yeah.
on the racetrack runs
I can
very
understand
thin.
it.
Auto racing.
I can understand it if you're getting that mad on the racetrack when you have a 7-figure payday you're looking at if you win. But if you're just driving down the 405 and some guy cuts you off, why the hell are you going to try to pit maneuver them? Why are you going to just pit somebody because they cut you off like that? Ruin both of your vehicles. Also, yeah, having seen a little bit of Formula One, and my little brother, my mom, and my brother's husband are going up to Canada to watch Formula One in Quebec in a few months, in 6 months or something. And yeah, I've only seen a little bit of Formula One, and driving that fast open wheel, knowing that one slight little bump will turn your 250-mile-per-hour car into flying shrapnel. Yeah, no thank you. I could never.
Provides a unique opportunity for drivers to destroy each other's vehicles without any legal or financial repercussions. In series like NASCAR, the cars are durable enough to dish out some serious punishment without jeopardizing themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
Most
that's the whole
racing
point, that they're
accidents are
stock
just that,
cars.
accidents. But in NASCAR, a few wrecks are not just intentional, but premeditated. On track, the best drivers are just as skilled at retaliation as they are at racing. Revenge in NASCAR comes in many forms, some more elegant than others.
I can't even imagine driving Like, I can only assume they're moving at like 180 miles per hour, 180, 200 miles per hour on NASCAR. And just like slowly, your car begins to tilt and turn to the left without your input. I can't even imagine the pit in your stomach. I mean, I can't imagine that, considering I drive a 2002 Mustang with no traction on ice, no traction on snow. I live in the Midwest, where we get really bad ice and snow in January and February, and it is not fun, especially whenever you go to make a turn and suddenly you do a full 180 at an intersection and smash right into a snowbank. It is not fun, not in the slightest.
Well, rule number one of stock car racing is learn how to wreck someone without wrecking yourself.
The most proficient retaliators are discreet enough to make you think twice over whether or not it was even on purpose. But by far the most entertaining
a whole
revenge
video
is the
discussing
discreet.
Oh my god!
I'm going to talk about 7 cases of revenge so outrageously blatant that nobody could see it as any.
Like, I've seen with the most bizarre accident video. I've seen it with like the Mercedes at the F1 race flipping up like that. But seeing a NASCAR car do it, a stock car do it, when they weigh like 3 to 5 times more than an open wheel car does, that is fucking terrifying. Like, holy shit, dog.
Anything other than pure, unadulterated retribution. Our first
Chapter
tale comes
1,
from the winding turns
Road
of
Course
Sonoma,
Rage.
California, one of the few road courses on the NASCAR schedule. These types of tracks
course,
give
that's
NASCAR
a big
drivers the
oval.
opportunity
That's
to
neat.
do something they rarely ever get to do: turn right.
That can't work.
Oh
And
my god!
Sonoma's most eventful right turn is without a doubt turn 11, a tight hairpin that forces drivers to decelerate.
God, what
from
is this
120
fucking
to
Rainbow
40
Road?
miles per hour in just a few seconds. In one race, two
This
drivers
fucking
are about
Rainbow
to get very
Road
familiar
ass
with turn
track.
11 and each other.
Yeah, no, I haven't watched when they brought stock cars to Le Mans. The only thing I know about Le Mans, I yapped about it in the most bizarre accident video, is the very terrible Le Mans disaster and the poor handling of how they continued to race after the disaster. But I might check that out.
It's lap 37 of the 2011 Toyota SafeMart 350. Tony Stewart
That's
has
a
a fast
mouthful.
car, but he's stuck back in traffic. Tony's getting a bit frustrated with Brian Vickers, who refuses to give up his position.
Well, it's
By
a
the
race,
time they reach
so...
turn 11, Tony has had enough and
Uh-oh.
dumps him.
Oh!
During this time, Tony Stewart is one of the most formidable and aggressive drivers in the sport.
Damn!
If you raced him the wrong way, he would not hesitate to take you out of contention. Over the
God,
years,
what a
dozens
dick.
of drivers have fallen prey to Stewart's retaliation, and for a moment, Vickers looked to be yet another victim. The race continues and Tony works his way through the pack. By lap 85, he's cruising to a top 5 finish when the broadcast cuts to commercial. When they come back, Tony Stewart has been sent to the Shadow Realm.
Oh! What happened?
It took Brian Vickers more than 50 laps to get back to Stewart, and when he did, he sure made the most of it.
Oh,
Vickers hooked
shit.
Tony at the precise speed and angle to strand him on the tire barrier, knocking him out of the race entirely. A well-orchestrated act of payback,
my
but one
god!
that would ultimately prove inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
The fucking payback!
Vickers may have won the battle that day, but it wouldn't stop Tony Stewart from eventually winning his 3rd and final Cup championship that season.
He still won,
At the very least, though, Tony
He
didn't
still
wreck
won.
anyone else for a while after this.
Yeah, he probably
They
got
say that
humbled really
revenge is a
bad.
dish best served
He probably got
cold,
really
and in
humble after
NASCAR,
that.
Some drivers prefer to bide their time before dishing out
Everybody
their payback.
loves Robbie.
Jimmy Johnson gets
Oh.
turned right in the front.
Oh.
And he's not waiting to get in the ambulance, I don't think.
I think he's waiting to wave to his favorite driver right now.
Let's see.
In the 2000s, Robbie Gordon was possibly the only NASCAR driver more aggressive than Tony Stewart.
Oh.
Robbie was the
Is he gonna
racing
get a hit
embodiment
comeuppance
of
too?
chaos. His decisions on the racetrack seemed to be governed entirely by impulse. He would do things on the track
So the guy
that
has
seemed
no
completely
impulse control
pointless to anyone else but him.
This is just what drives me crazy. Robbie Gordon is worried about a lap car, and he lets Tony Stewart take the lead.
These
wow.
loose cannon antics
absolutely
made him one of the
no
most entertaining
sense.
drivers to watch. He was the driver to boldly go where no other driver had gone before.
What does he do?
Robbie Gordon.
What was he?
California kid is going to win the Dodge Save Mart 350.
Oh.
Robbie Gordon was most well known as one of NASCAR's best road course racers, but his most
Where are we going
bombastic
now?
moments would come at the Magic Mile in New Hampshire. In
Into
2001,
the big oval.
Robbie
That's
would
what I know.
infamously score his first ever NASCAR victory there by moving Jeff Gordon out of the way. In the 2004 race, he would get spun by
Gordon
Greg
on
Biffle
Gordon.
and then hunted
Uh-oh.
back down like a heat-seeking missile, taking out 2 other
Oh my
championship
God.
contenders in the process.
So he just hunted him down and went for the kill. Also, hey there. Oh, another ratty. Hello, Ratmansk. Ratmansk. Welcome to the HQ. It's nice to have you. All rats of all shapes and sizes are welcome here in this HQ. I'm happy to have you.
But believe it or not, this wasn't even the best example of Robbie getting revenge at New Hampshire. So based on what we've seen so far, it's generally a bad idea to piss off Robbie Gordon on the racetrack.
Oh yeah, it
In the
seems so. He'll just
2005
make it your
Sylvania
he'll just make it your
300,
problem.
Michael Waltrip did just that. By this season,
Oh.
Robbie Gordon had become fed up with answering to any team owner above him, so he opened up his own team. He would run the 2000.
So he's just a big dickhead and wanted to just be his own dickhead without worrying about a team owner. Also, hi, Ratmansk. I always love having fellow rats around. It's always my favorite thing.
2005 campaign as NASCAR's only owner-driver. Financing your own race team comes with a lot of autonomy, but at the cost of a lot of, well, money.
Oh, yeah.
Any on-track
Oh, yeah.
mishaps would now
Oh,
come directly out
shit.
of Robbie's own pocket. Considering his
Ooh.
track record at that point, it was a pretty risky spot to be in. So how did Robbie do in his first year as his own boss? Pretty awful.
Oh.
By September, he has only one top 10 and has failed
Wow.
to qualify for
So
4
this
races.
guy didn't want to
He's sitting
answer
a
to a
dreadful
boss.
36th.
He didn't want to answer to a boss. And in the end, he opens his own race team that he now has to completely finance on his own. Hmm. All right, I'll call you Ray. Oh. Yeah. They like to do that. They like to just play ads at the worst possible time. So unfortunately, I'll have to try to cancel these ads out as much as I can. It sucks. It sucks so bad. But yeah. It is very much entertaining to watch. Like, people just getting so mad at these NASCAR races. Like how mad and like absolutely zero fucks given do you have to be to not only finance and own your own race car and team, but to still be a dickhead like this whenever you're racing? Like, genuinely, why? Why would you do this? It is not, it boggles the mind. It genuinely boggles the mind why anybody would do this.
Points, but he has a pretty decent run going at New Hampshire. That is until, while under caution, Michael Waltrip hooks him into the wall and totals his car. Needless to say, Robbie Gordon is not happy.
South of 15, then he said, NASCAR, I hope you're listening. I will pay Michael Waltrip back.
Oh.
Robbie vows revenge against Michael,
that is...
but after many months of inaction, everyone has pretty much forgotten about it. The following July, the Cup Series returns to New Hampshire. In 2006, Waltrip had become the co-owner of his own racing team, and just like Robbie the year before, he was struggling.
Okay, so Waltrip
in the race,
has
Michael
his
finds
own.
himself lined up behind who else but Robbie Gordon. Everyone else may have forgotten what happened the year prior, but Robbie sure hasn't.
Oh, what's Robbie gonna do?
Our guy's trying to come back to us.
Oh,
how did that happen?
He brake checked him?
Back there, broke on the radio.
He
Robbie
brake
Gordon
checked
didn't
him.
have many victories in his NASCAR career, but when he did win, he made sure to do it in a way that was unmistakably his.
Oh.
Drivers like Robbie are all but extinct in
All
NASCAR
it took was
today,
one brake
but
check
back in the day,
to
it
take
was
him
common
out.
to see lots of drivers march to the beat of their own drum.
Veterans
If you were looking
Vendetta.
for a driver to inspire excitement, then perhaps you'd find it in Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer.
It's going to be a drag race to the checkered flag. Jimmy Spencer wins it.
Oh.
Jimmy Spencer would get into a litany of fights and altercations over the course of his career.
My man's trying to
was more
climb into
heated
his
than
car.
His feud with Kurt Busch.
Oh.
At the turn of the millennium, Kurt Busch was one of the fastest rising talents in the sport. In 2001, he was promoted to a full-time cup ride at just the age of 22. In his rookie season as NASCAR's newest phenom, Kurt Busch got rocked.
Oh.
He finished 27th in points with 7 DNFs,
Oh,
and his
my
biggest highlight of
goodness.
the year
My
was
man
being
went
the last
spinning.
guy Dale Earnhardt ever flipped off. It's tough being a rookie at NASCAR's highest level, a lesson Kurt learned in
I can, in fact, cook. I can cook some things. I can't cook a lot of things, but what I can cook really well. Like, I make a mean vegetable soup. It is good stuff, especially when it's cold out like it is now.
the 2001
I feel like a prerequisite
Phoenix
for any
race where he
rat
got
should be able to
turned by
cook.
Jimmy Spencer in front of the entire field. Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
Oof.
At this point in time, Jimmy Spencer is in the opposite position of Kurt Busch. He's in the twilight of his career and his best
Heck
days
yeah.
are long behind
I
him.
love cooking.
But in the 2002 Food City 500 at Bristol, Jimmy Spencer has the opportunity
Thank you for the follow, CD drum, like C drummer. Damn. It took me a second. I don't have my glasses on because it messes with my tracking. But thank you for the follow and welcome to the HQ.
to do something he hasn't done in nearly 8 years.
Well, any
Win
species
a
could.
Cup Series
Any
race.
species can cook.
He's running second with just 60 laps to go and reeling in the leader. The only problem is that the driver running first is the same guy Jimmy Spencer wrecked just 5 months earlier.
Uh-oh.
Of course, Kurt doesn't cut Jimmy any slack.
Whoa, he hit him. Busch got under him and muscled Jimmy Spencer.
Oh.
You don't see that often.
Oh,
Now,
boy.
Busch is a first-time Winston Cup winner at Bristol.
Oh, that's gonna come back, isn't
On
it?
this day, youth prevails over experience. After the race, however, Spencer ominously warns that
Also, I love how anytime that he uses, like, I love how. Oh yeah, I am in fact a giant rat that makes all the rules. Around this HQ anyway. But yeah, I love how anytime he uses the fucking Smash Bros. Cornera theme, or just or the assault music from Star Fox from Smash. It's specifically like the trap remix for it that God, what the fuck is his name? It was just in my head a second ago and I forgot about it. It was Chillin' Dude. That's it. Chillin' Dude used it, I believe, for his diss track against Leffen and up in their 1v1. If you want to know more about that, I did a reaction video to a video by Many Kudos a while ago, all about the build-up to the 1v1, the Fox versus Fox 1v1 between Chillin' Dude and Leffen in Super Smash Bros. Melee. And that's actually one of the earliest videos I did. So it's somewhere on my channel. Just a big GameCube controller on the thumbnail. It's hard to miss. But yeah, but yeah. I need to set that up as a redeem. I need to set up more channel redeems, honestly. I have none set up, so that's something I gotta do this week. But yeah, this is my HQ, and I'm the giant rat that makes all the rules here.
the young driver still has much to learn.
There's a lot of things you can and can't do, and one thing you can't do is just beat and bang with people. And some guys have to learn. They just have to learn the hard way.
Oh,
5 months later,
he's gonna learn real hard, huh?
Spencer punted Busch at over 180 miles per hour.
Oh,
Kurt is
spinning.
absolutely livid and trashes Spencer in the post-wreck interview.
We spun and that put us in a bad
My
position.
man bowing
Back
up.
there with the decrepit old has-beens, I guess.
The feud continues to escalate
Bro.
until it reaches a boiling point in the next year's race at Michigan. Kurt swerves into Spencer trying to cut down one of his tires. After the race, Spencer reportedly
Calls
marched
him a
over to Kurt's car and
decrepit
punched
old
him in the face.
has-been.
Jimmy got out of the car, approached Kurt Busch, and actually punched Kurt Busch.
Kurt
Oh,
left with a bloody nose and a chipped tooth, prompting NASCAR to suspend Jimmy Spencer for the next race.
Oh.
Now, at this point, it's important to recall that Jimmy Spencer has thus far demolished 2 of Kurt's race cars and his face, and the fans love him for it. The next race is
people love
signs, and
people
Mr.
love
Excitement
themselves
is arguably the most popular he's ever been.
People do love themselves someone that fights back the hard way. I mean, why do you think people love Stone Cold so much? Huh? Why do you think people love Steve Austin?
Sometimes a NASCAR feud
because he's not afraid to
get
to a fight when he has to.
Drivers. Kurt Busch and Jimmy Spencer symbolized a clash of generations in a changing sport. In the eyes of many fans at the time, Kurt Busch embodied a new wave of prima donna drivers who lacked the struggle and grit of seasoned veterans like Jimmy Spencer.
That seems to be a trend. That definitely seems to be a trend, where it's like new up-and-comers are always perceived as like these young whippersnappers that didn't have to struggle for it. It's like back in the day it was Kurt Busch, and then it's like these days, like based off what I've seen from like, I watched a couple other videos here and there that were just like shorter videos that I didn't really know to react to, but I just watched them because I felt like it. But like it's like the new bloods from previous generations that are now like the old heads that are like telling like people like respect your elders. So people like Joey Logano, who himself has been around for a few years now. Like he was one of the new bloods that everybody hated. And it's just like, it's just a cycle, really.
I mean, what happened last week was an assault after the race, and what had happened leading up to that in the past was I've got 2 wrecked race cars out of it, and I don't respect Jimmy Spencer.
Back in the day, drivers would settle disputes among themselves without any interference from the sanctioning body. Many felt that NASCAR was babying down the sport to conform to a more mainstream image.
Well, I mean,
too bad for them, NASCAR was entering a new age, whether they were ready or not.
Yeah,
Just 1 year afterwards, Kurt Busch would sit atop the sport as champion. Not long after that, Jimmy Spencer would retire and find a new home on the Speed Channel. While Kurt got the best of him in their time
at least he found a place to go to
Jimmy
after that.
Spencer always finds a way to have the last laugh.
It's time for Kurt Busch Radio Sweetheart.
Despite starting off as polar opposite rivals, Kurt Busch and Jimmy Spencer didn't end up being so different after all. NASCAR is always changing. Cry as you might, you can't stop the future.
Oh?
Boy, Kurt Busch in that 2 got such a run through the middle of 3 and 4. Here comes his brother Kyle to the inside.
Uh-oh.
And almost wrecked him.
The brothers taking each other out.
Was a sibling rivalry with his brother Kyle. If Kurt was a can't-miss talent, the younger Busch brother was a generational prodigy. While it took Kurt until age 23 to win in the Cup Series,
the brothers
Kyle
going at
did
it
at just 20 in his rookie season. Currently, he's in the conversation with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson as one of the greatest drivers of NASCAR's current era. In 2007, all 3 of these drivers raced on the same team, Hendrick Motorsports. Unfortunately, such great amassments of talent don't tend to stick around for very long. And come the middle of the season, Kyle Busch wants out at Hendrick. Just like his brother, Kyle Busch had the tendency to lose his temper.
Oh, no, you don't say. Yeah. Because it's like me and... Because, like, I have 5 siblings. So, trust me, I know what it's like to have multiple siblings across the spectrum that all have, like, similar feelings and very short tempers. I definitely know that feel.
And had reportedly worn out his welcome with team owner Rick Hendrick. Despite a skirmish with Kurt in the All-Star race, Kyle Busch's greatest rival wouldn't come from his brother. It would come from his replacement.
Junior spins up in front of McMurray.
By the mid-2000s, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s race team was on a downward spiral, and he was about to become the biggest free agent in all of NASCAR. As the sport's most popular...
How are you going to just leave a race team that is literally your namesake? Huh? Like, you are Dale Earnhardt Jr., and you're just announcing that you're leaving Dale Earnhardt Incorporated?
Star, Dale Jr. would provide an immediate boon to any team that signed him. Naturally, one of the first team owners to approach Jr. was Rick Hendrick. Beyond the appeal of joining NASCAR's most successful team, Junior bonded with Rick Hendrick on a very personal level. Both had suffered tragic losses of family members earlier in the decade. With all that considered, Earnhardt and Hendrick were a match that seemed destined to happen. It's the 2007 Samsung 500 at Texas. On lap 252, Tony Stewart spins and Kyle Busch rear-ends Junior in the scramble. Kyle thinks his car is totaled and retires from the race. Unbeknownst to him, however, his pit crew repairs the car and wants to send it back on track to pick up some extra points.
God, they're going to town. They're going to town on that fucking car.
The only problem is that Kyle Busch has gone AWOL. The team scurries to find a replacement driver just as Dale Jr. is pulling his wrecked car into the garage. Long story short, Dale Jr. ended up finishing the race in Kyle Busch's car that day.
And so today, it is with great honor to introduce my new boss for 2008, Mr. Rick Hendrick.
Was it a bizarre coincidence, or perhaps a covert audition for...
God, if they planned that, like, Kyle Busch thinks his car is totaled, so he bails, he's gone. And then as Dale Jr. is coming in, he hops in Kyle Busch's car and finishes the race off in Kyle Busch's car for Kyle's team.
His next ride.
That is nutty.
We may never know all the answers, but one thing's for sure. It wouldn't be the last incident involving Dale Jr. and Kyle Busch that season. 6 months later, Kyle Busch is in a fierce battle for the point lead heading into Kansas, while Jr. is out of championship contention. By this point, it's well known that Earnhardt will be replacing Kyle Busch at the end of the season, but Kyle is still trying to make the most of his lame duck run by going out with a bang. Just 30 laps in, however, Jr. runs over Kyle Busch on the backstretch and takes him out of the race. After it was over, Jr. apologized and said it was an accident, but Kyle Busch
took
did
him
not so
out.
easily forget the driver who cost him his first shot at a championship.
I'm sure these guys that he's going to be working with next year don't really appreciate this because they've got a championship they can win this year and he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's the spring of 2008, and Dale Jr. wants badly to win for his new team. He is currently in the midst of a 70-race winless streak. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch is riding
70
high
race
in his new Joe Gibbs
winless.
Racing Toyota, winning 2 of the first 9 races on the season.
Wow.
In the final laps at Richmond,
Kyle
Dale
Busch really
Jr.
turned it
was just
around.
a few miles from victory. Kyle Busch, however, has other plans.
I believe he's got him this time.
Shit.
I saw the wheels on the 18 car turn to the right just ever so slightly.
One could say that
he
the
took
end of
him
this race
out.
profoundly shaped the next few years in NASCAR. Kyle Busch finished 2008 with 8 victories and was instantly rocketed to public enemy #1 in the sport.
A lot of people hated it.
No wonder,
I
man.
guess those are the ones with 88s tattooed on their arm.
For Dale Jr., the incident would mark the beginning of the worst stretch of his career. After 2008, Jr. would not see victory lane for the next 3 seasons. In some cases, revenge can end up having far more influence than just a
I can't even
petty
imagine
comeuppance.
this, like...
It can go on to define a driver's legacy. This event cemented Kyle Busch as a dominant villain.
I can't even
and Dale
imagine
Jr.
just,
as a
like,
lovable underdog who could never seem
what
to
he's
catch a
going
break.
through.
2 perceptions that neither driver could ever really overcome. Do you think that if Dale and Kyle could go back to this moment, history could have turned out differently? Well, the next time they went to Richmond, history repeated itself instead. Revenge in NASCAR can greatly influence
they just
how we
keep taking
perceive
each
other
other
drivers,
out. God
but
damn.
Very rarely does it influence the actual outcome of a season.
Never miss with royalty.
Ryan Newman is going to get in with that move on the last lap. We said what would drivers do to make it happen. We just saw it.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Dale Jr. definitely had a lot of his dad's talent. He just didn't have that special magic that Dale Sr. had, from what it looks like. Because he is definitely a good driver. There's a reason why he's often considered a fan favorite. But, like, it's kind of hard to live up whenever you are quite literally sharing the namesake of Dale Earnhardt, right? It seems like a very difficult thing to live up to.
They would do.
In 2014, NASCAR introduced the controversial elimination-style playoff format, an unintended consequence of which was giving drivers tremendous leverage and potentially spoiling the competition. If you're going to have a feud in NASCAR, you absolutely do not want to start one in the playoffs. So let's talk about Martinsville. It's
Why would they do like an elimination track,
which really shows
and not just a normal
design.
Like
point
Turn
system? 11 from Sonoma? Well, double it back, and that's basically the entire Martinsville racetrack. Of course, the
that's
close
a
quarters
tiny-ass
racing
track.
creates the perfect breeding ground for tempers to flare. With the added pressure of the playoffs,
yeah,
the
looking
fall
at that,
Martins
I can't imagine them doing NASCAR racing on that. They can't be going all that fast. Like, if they have to slow down to like 40, 45 miles an hour just to make that turn, I can't imagine just like, you're not even going to be breaking triple digits on that track. Like, this is literally Baby Park. Very nice call out there, Zellos. This is just Baby Park.
race turns the intensity up to 11. Denny Hamlin had always been one of NASCAR's most consistent drivers, but he could never quite put it together when it counted most. Every time he found himself in position to contend for the championship,
he is a swirling in the grass.
Suffering some inexplicable mishap. Heading into the 2017 playoff race at Martinsville, he's sitting 6th in points. If he wants to advance to the championship finale, he's gonna have to catch a serious break. Chase Elliott is in quite a different place than Denny. He's not just looking for his first career championship, he's looking for his first career win. At age 21, he's in just his second full-time Cup season.
Well, he's still young, so it's like, he's definitely got a career ahead of him to pick up more wins. It's like, not that he shouldn't be trying to win young, clearly. But it's like, at the same time, I don't see why he's acting like it's his only shot to win, right?
But the expectations surrounding him are about as high as any other prospect the sport has ever seen. Chase Elliott is a part.
Also, I'm just now realizing, they do NASCAR trucks? Geez, at this point, what aren't they going to be racing? You know, like, next thing you know, they're going to be like NASCAR trikes, where it's just like the giant three-wheelers that they're driving around. You know, I still have to play more Mario Kart World. I played it like once. I never streamed it, and then I just haven't played it again. Like, at all. Like, I played it, I got to like Rainbow Road, I came in like 2nd place, I got pissed off, and I never watched it, I never played it again. God damn. That game, I don't know how, like, they thought that was a good idea to put that game out like that. Infinitely, Mario Kart 8 is just a better game. More tracks, more fun, overall.
Of racing royalty. The son of NASCAR legend Bill Elliott, he has spent the past half-decade as NASCAR's most anticipated young star. By 2017, he's next in line behind Dale Jr. as the sport's perennial most popular driver. But more than 70 races into his Cup career, he still has yet to win at NASCAR's highest level. Today at Martinsville, Chase has a pretty good shot at finally breaking through to victory lane. Winning here wouldn't just validate the talent of the young phenom, it would punch his ticket to the championship
I can't even imagine just sitting there for like a
so
race here where they're going so slow comparatively.
He pulls ahead of the field and looks to be cruising to a fairy tale ending. Too bad for Chase, the driver behind him is Denny Hamlin, who is not about to let another opportunity go to waste.
The bumper to the back of the 24. Elliott goes around
and he took him out.
And the caution comes out.
Chase Elliott did not win on this day, but luckily for our story, neither did Hamlin. Denny swung for the fences in the closing
Hamlin
laps of this race,
fucked.
but in doing so, he just made himself the biggest target in NASCAR.
Racing hard for the win here, Denny. What happened? Trying to get a race win, but you know it's everyone there at the end. It was
those boos. Those boos are loud.
Tried to move him out of the way and spun out.
It's now one
Those
race
are some
before
loud
the championship
boos.
finale.
Holy hell.
In the closing laps, Denny Hamlin is holding on to the final transfer spot by the slimmest of margins. It was at this point that Chase Elliott taught Hamlin a lesson in why you should never mess with racing royalty.
Into the wall goes the 11.
Oh.
The 24 pitched the 11 into the wall.
Right into the wall.
Tire smoke coming out of the 11.
Oh, he's popped his tire?
With the tire, the 11 goes into the wall.
Oh, damn. Everybody's cheering that.
Hopes going up in smoke for Denny Hamlin.
Believe it or not, this wasn't the first time the driver of the 24 car got revenge at Phoenix for something that happened at Martinsville.
The 40th career victory.
Gordon's bequest.
Win of 1998 goes to Jeff Gordon and the Rainbow Warriors.
Of course, the former driver of the...
Yeah, that is a pretty good way to describe it. You know, all you need is like... All you need now for NASCAR is like a color commentator that like very clearly is like a pair of color commentators. One that's very clearly like the heel and one that's the face. Just like big upping like the babyface drivers. And then one big upping the babyface drivers and the other one like talking shit about them. This WWE-ify it all. Just get some kayfabe going on and we'll be golden.
24 car was none other than Jeff Gordon, who was in the conversation for the greatest stock car driver ever. In 1998, he drove the greatest statistical season in NASCAR's modern era, scoring an unthinkable average finish of 5.7. His 2012 season, on the other hand, was not quite as spectacular. After the first 5 races, he is sitting a dismal 25th in the point standings. He's looking to turn his luck around at Martinsville. Winning here would
is it going to be able to turn it around?
Because at this point, Hendrick Motorsports is sitting at 199 wins.
Oh.
For the whole season, everyone has been wondering which Hendrick driver will take the honor of scoring
he's gonna
win
get
number
that big
200 for the team.
That big 200.
So far, no Hendrick driver has won in 2012, but on this day, it certainly looks like it's going to happen. With 10 laps to go, Jeff Gordon is in an amazing battle with his teammate Jimmy Johnson. So it looks like, barring a completely preposterous turn of events, that Rick Hendrick will get his 200th victory. Just as Gordon makes the pass on Johnson with 5 to go, the caution comes out. For reasons we still don't understand to this day, David Rudiman doesn't come to pit road during an obvious mechanical issue and stalls out on the front stretch. The field lines back up and the 2 Hendrick cars look to settle it on what should be the final restart. The only problem now is that they're on worn tires and are sitting ducks to the pack behind them who pitted for fresh tires.
Looks like to me possibly Clint Boyer in the 15 won the battle off pit road.
That's the guy you better keep an eye on.
Well, the green flag drops and both Hendrick cars get a poor jump off the line.
They're gonna get bumped. They're gonna get bump and run. Also, thank you for the follow, the great Zellos. Welcome to the HQ. Happy to have you.
Simultaneously, Ryan Newman gives one of the biggest shoves in Martinsville history to Clint Boyer, who's
that was a
behind
shove.
the cars.
That was a
with nowhere else to really go. Boyer makes the split-second decision to dive bomb inside of Jeff Gordon, 3 wide into turn 1 at Martinsville.
This just looks like disaster. This is unadulterated disaster. And thank you, Ray. I'm glad you like my model. Hopefully I'll have some more outfits for my model at some point. So it's not just just the same old sweater and shorts combo I got going on. I'll hopefully get some good stuff eventually. Also, yeah, this looks like it's going to be rough. This looks like it's going to be a nasty twist up right here.
This went about as well as you may have guessed.
Boyer
That was
synchronized spinning. Oh my goodness.
Who always seemed to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He is perhaps best known for finishing the 07 Daytona 500 upside down. He was still talented enough to occasionally win.
Oh my goodness. My man was on fire, upside down when he crossed the checkered line.
A race or two, but whenever Clint found success, misfortune always seemed to follow. The 2012 race at Martinsville is no exception. Looking back, it's hard to say Clint did anything wrong in this situation, but he still ended up bearing the brunt of the controversy.
Well, Clint and I are friends, you know, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's a great race car driver, and I'm glad I talked to him before I talked to you guys, because I was pretty mad at him.
After the race, Jeff Gordon is merciful. Their next altercation, however, wouldn't be on such pleasant terms. 6 months later, the Cup Series returns to Martinsville, and the complexion of the season looks very different.
Yeah, I could get like a piece of pizza or something. Maybe set some pizza up on my little table on my start screen. Nice little reference there. I don't know. I might get like a little, like a photograph of like 70s mobster Chuck E. Cheese. Just put Charles Entertainment Cheese framed up on my wall.
With just 4 races left, the championship picture is wide open.
I could 100% do that.
After the worst start to a year he's ever had, Jeff Gordon has made a remarkable late-season comeback to put himself within striking distance of the title. Right in the hunt with Gordon is Clint Bowyer, who is having
this is gonna be a disaster.
Late in the race at Martinsville, the two make contact in a hard-fought side-by-side battle. This time, Jeff Gordon is not as forgiving. After a second run-in on the season, Clint Bowyer is skating on thin ice.
Oh, is he going to be doing something? Is he going to do something
2
dumb?
weeks later at Phoenix,
is he going to do something
Clint Bowyer
stupid?
is closer to the championship than he's ever been. Late in the day, he's running in the top 5 and is less than 30 points behind the championship leader. It's at this moment when Bowyer runs into who else but Jeff Gordon.
Oh,
unfortunately,
here we
for
go
Bowyer,
again.
This is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Uh-oh.
Where is he? I'm getting his ass.
Oh, no.
He's turning Clint Bowyer.
Oh.
He basically waited on Clint Bowyer to come around.
Oh.
It's still surreal watching this back today, nearly a decade afterwards. Jeff Gordon hunted down Bowyer like a dog and erased his championship hopes in one flick of the steering wheel. What ensued was possibly the biggest melee in the history of NASCAR, but for as many punches that were thrown that day, it didn't change the outcome. Clint Bowyer would go on to lose the championship by just 39 points. If Gordon doesn't take him out, it's very possible.
Jeff Gordon just came up, immediate right turn, took him out, and killed all hope for him getting points to win. Also, I should totally get like the Halo 3 rat. Like a golden frame just on my table. That poor rat. God, I need to play some Halo with somebody. I want to find another VTuber, a VTuber friend that has never played Halo and just play like the original Halo trilogy with them, or just all the Halos on the MCC, really. That'd be really fun. Especially, I want to gather up some folks for like whenever it comes out, because I've heard some rumors it might be coming out as early as June or August when Campaign Evolved comes out. And I want to jump on that with some folks because it's going to have 4-player co-op. So that's going to be fun to play. I want to play Campaign Evolved when it comes out day 1 with some folks.
Possible he could have won the whole thing. Bowyer would never again come as close to winning a Cup Series title. Jeff Gordon is a racing god. He can give and he can take away. It's hard to imagine a moment in NASCAR more savage than Gordon's revenge on Clint Bowyer. But believe it or not, there is one incident that tops it, mostly because it came from such an unlikely source.
Enough is enough. Chapter 7. This must be a big one. It's 13 minutes long. This must be a big one.
Matt Kenseth comes to the line, finishing 4th, and Matt Kenseth is the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion.
Matt Kenseth, huh?
If I could use
is this
one
gonna
word
be
to
the
describe
dickhead?
Matt Kenseth's career in NASCAR, it would be overshadowed. If you asked fans to list off the best drivers of the 21st century, many of them would probably forget to mention him. In 2003, he put together one of the most dominant seasons in recent memory, only to have it continually discredited because he only won a single race. Many have inferred.
How does somebody get that far ahead but has only won the single race? How does that happen?
That Kenseth's 2003 season directly persuaded NASCAR to overhaul the entire championship format to make sure that a performance like it could never happen again. So what exactly is the problem with a guy like Matt Kenseth?
He had a whole rule about it?
The points wire to wire. Well, the thing is that Matt Kenseth was not exactly the most exciting driver. He had a rather milquetoast personality, which many considered to be downright boring to watch.
Yeah, so he had like a Rocky Johnson kind of thing going on, where he was just like your milquetoast baby face, who was just really enthusiastic to be, or not even enthusiastic, just really like just jazzed to be there, and he was good at racing. That's the Matt Kenseth experience, I guess.
But Matt's relative non-intrigue served more as a testament to how good he was at staying out of trouble. He always played it cool with the media and avoided drama like the plague.
Well, that's
On
good.
track, he was one of the cleanest
That's always a
and
good
most
guy to
respectful
have.
drivers out there. It was really difficult to recall any examples of Matt Kenseth intentionally wrecking someone in a race. On the very few occasions he did end up in an altercation, he always seemed to take much more punishment than he dished out. So remember Brian Vickers from Chapter 1?
Oh?
Well, getting revenge on Tony Stewart must have awoken some
Oh,
kind
no.
of demon within him, because later that season at Martinsville, Vickers went on possibly the biggest rampage in NASCAR history. Throughout the race, Vickers takes out Regan Smith, Montoya, Jamie McMurray, and then starts beating and banging on Matt Kenseth, who at that moment is battling for the championship lead.
Jeez, he is just
Kenseth
taking
tries to put an end to
everybody
Vickers' reign of terror
else
by punting him out of the way, but that only makes him the sole target of the wrath.
Oh,
Just
no.
a few laps later, Vickers plows into the back of Kenseth, who goes on a finish outside of the top 30. Not content with just one act of vengeance, however, Vickers would take out Kenseth again 2 weeks later at Phoenix. Needless to say,
He's making
Matt
it a
Kenseth didn't
point
end
to
up
go
winning the
after
championship
him.
this season. Keep in mind, this happened just 1 year before Jeff Gordon cost Clint Bowyer the championship at the same track and nearly started a riot. After Vickers did the same thing to Kenseth, this is what Matt had to say.
It's just unfortunate, but we'll just move on, keep working on it, and hope to have a better week next week.
That's just the kind of guy Matt was.
He is
it was
nice.
that hard to make him mad.
He is so nice.
In 2013,
what the hell?
Matt Kenseth departed from longtime team owner Jack Roush to race the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. The driver he replaced was Joey Logano, who is far and away the most controversial driver in the sport today.
Yeah, with some of the videos I've watched, I can, this video is old, but yeah, I've definitely heard some things about Joey Logano.
And boy, Tony Stewart is after Logano.
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm gonna bust his ass.
Oh
There's
my
just something
goodness!
about Logano that really rubs people the wrong way. He was at one point the most highly touted NASCAR prospect ever, literally earning the moniker of the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Well, I mean, people also said that about Danica Patrick, but we saw how that turned out. The best thing Danica Patrick has ever done was appeared in a Sonic game. Which, yes, that is true. Danica Patrick appeared as a playable character in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. It is the funniest fact about Danica Patrick, that they tried so hard to push Danica Patrick as, the next big thing. The only reason I know so much about Danica Patrick is because she appeared in a Sonic game, and I have such, prevalent Sonic autism that I was required to know about her. But, she was such... I hope Danica Patrick had the lowest stats of the main cast, because, she was an awful fucking driver in NASCAR. Don't get me wrong. She's still probably a way better driver than I could ever dream of being. But that doesn't change the fact that she was, one of the worst NASCAR drivers in history.
The immense amount of media hype surrounding his rise through the ranks made it tough to root for the guy early on. It didn't help that his racing style got on the nerves of many fans and drivers. When you get right down to it, Joey Logano is a dirty driver. When the chips are down, he will resort to cheap tactics if that's what it takes to win. He'll block someone with a...
a dub is a dub. When you really get down to it, a dub is a dub. A dub is a dub is a dub is a dub.
Huge run and risk wrecking the whole field.
He'll
slam someone
shit.
into the wall if he knows they're gonna pass him. He'll move a 53-year-old Mark Martin out of the way rather than going through the inconvenience of racing him clean for the win.
I got dumped. Flat out just drove straight in the corner and wrecked me.
It's the same thing. Somebody throws a stupid block that's never gonna work, wrecks half the field, and then goes,
I'm tired of these guys doing that stuff, and especially out of a kid that's been griping about everybody else. He's run his mouth long enough. He's sat there and done this double standard, and he's nothing but a little rich kid that has never had to work in his life.
Being a recklessly inconsiderate driver isn't necessarily a...
see, there it is. More people bitching about, it's another little rich kid. That's a little rich kid just... talking about how he's a blue blood and didn't have to work for nothing. As if really you're never gonna get like an up and comer like an up and comer story in NASCAR ever again because of how expensive it is to maintain in a team and fit the very stringent NASCAR standards they have today. It's not like it was back in the 80s and 90s.
Bad thing, but the difference between Logano and someone like Dale Earnhardt is that Joey doesn't own it in a cool way. He still likes to carry himself as the innocent babyface who's never done anything wrong. I'm sure that
So then he's basically like early to mid AEW Cody Rhodes, where everybody wants him to turn heel, but he insists on being the babyface. Or mid-20-teens Roman Reigns. Like, if he were to just embrace it, put on the black Oakleys, put on the black race suit, and be like, yeah, I shoved your favorite. What are you going to do about it? I'm a better racer than you. It's like, embrace the dickheadedry. Like, embrace being a dickhead. Like, that's what I'd say. Just embrace being the heel.
The track, Joey Logano is a really great guy. But when he gets behind the wheel, it's hard to find a driver less likable.
Middletown, Connecticut's Joey Logano wins the Daytona 500.
By 2015,
wow.
The hatred for Joey Logano
he actually won the Daytona.
High. He's having the best statistical season of his career and looks poised to take the championship. One of his biggest challengers for the title is Matt Kenseth, who has won 5 races through 28 events, the most in the series. In a playoff format where winning races is practically the only thing that matters, the season's winningest driver has a pretty good shot to take the championship.
He's within spitting distance of Logano, though, so that seems like it's going to be bad.
Charlotte. Joey Logano wins, locking himself into the next round. Matt Kenseth finishes almost dead last after wrecking early, putting himself in a virtual must-win situation. The next week at Kansas, he's looking to do just that. He's dominated the race, leading more than half the laps in the event. The only other driver who's been able to contend with him all day is Joey Logano. Now let me reiterate here that Joey is locked in to the next round. He has nothing to gain from challenging Matt Kenseth for the win. It just doesn't make strategic sense to escalate things here. But in this situation, Joey Logano's probably not thinking about strategy. He's been around for a while now and knows that Matt's an easy target. A guy who got pushed around for his whole career and never once did a damn thing about it. Joey doesn't do what he does next because it's a smart racing move. He does it because he knows he can get away with it.
And around goes the 20, sideways in front of the 22.
Oh, he's a
Many
dickhead.
Many modern NASCAR fans consider the 2015 season to be one of the worst in recent memory. A combination of subpar racing, inconsistent meddling from the sanctioning body, and season-long dominance from the sport's least popular drivers left most fans desperate for something to be excited about. Unfortunately for them, the following race would be the most miserable yet. The race ended under dubious circumstances after Kevin Harvick wrecked the whole field on the final restart. Dale Jr. came gut-wrenchingly close to saving himself from elimination, but he never even had a chance to race for the win. As the caution flag flies, the sport's most popular driver is just edged out by Joey Logano. Amidst the chaos and controversy, Matt Kenseth is quietly eliminated from his last great shot at winning the championship. In this moment, NASCAR is entering the dark timeline. The fans have been broken down. If they want to salvage any hope out of the
forced
season,
to watch Joey Logano take the win.
You make decisions every day. You make decisions every minute behind the wheel. To me, strategically, that doesn't seem like such a great decision for him. But it's the one he made, and that's how he wanted to win.
Why is the PlayStation startup music like this lock-in music theme? What is going on? Oh. Oh, and Kenseth taking out Logano. Everybody is up there cheering as he takes him out.
There's no doubt that Joey Logano was the best driver of the 2015 season. In hindsight, it's difficult to imagine a scenario where he doesn't win the championship. He would have to succumb to a cataclysmic event and a stupidly gimmicked point system. Unfortunately for Joey, he was a victim of both, but only one of these things was out of his control. Joey Logano always wanted to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
and he would find out
it definitely
that
looks
so
like
is
it.
a quick way to end up with no cake at all.
Oh yeah.
Immediately afterwards, NASCAR suspended Matt Kenseth for 2 races. Not that it really mattered at that point. Joey Logano would go on to miss the championship race, and he learned an important lesson. The problem with taking from someone
Don't
when
be
you
a
have nothing to
dickhead.
gain is that one day that person may wind up with nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Throughout his career, Matt Kenseth was never really a popular driver.
I mean, he probably got really popular after he took out Logano like that.
But in that moment, all of us were Matt Kenseth fans.
Hell
In a
yeah,
way,
baby.
Matt Kenseth helped everyone get revenge on Joey Logano.
Oh my god, the cheers.
Well,
the
unless
sunglasses.
You were a Logano fan, but nobody really cares about them.
Oh my god.
Revenge tells many
I
different
love this
kinds
fucking
of stories
music.
across.
Animal Crossing music is so fucking good. I need to play Animal Crossing again. I honestly at work tonight, I might start up my Switch at work on my lunch break and just restart my Animal Crossing island and just play some Animal Crossing.
Racing. Stories about greed, ego, respect, legacy, change, chaos, and justice. These stories are all unique in their own right, but most of them end in the same way. The story of revenge is ultimately a story of forgiveness. Although revenge can provide us with some of the most captivating moments in auto racing,
revenge
there's a
is
reason
just...
it's ultimately rare. In NASCAR, vengeful vendettas inevitably leave behind a trail of wrecked race cars, poor finishes, and shattered dreams. In the game of revenge, everybody loses. Most drivers simply choose not to play.
It's still entertaining,
though.
though.
On the road and feel like carrying out your own piece of revenge, it's probably best to just turn the other cheek.
Revenge certainly can be entertaining, though. That's for damn sure. So that was the art of revenge. I didn't know just how intense that NASCAR could get, but goddamn, color me surprised. Or not. Because I know wrecks are one thing, but revenge wrecks are another thing entirely. If there's any revenge wrecks that you know about, that you personally hoot and holler and cheer for, let me know down in the comments below. Like, who's your favorite NASCAR driver? Let me know down in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to hit like on the video and subscribe to the channel and ding that bell so you know when I upload, and it helps me out in the algorithm. And as always, I will see you next time at the HQ. Bye-bye.